All right, President-elect Donald Trump's team now pushing back after critics say his 2 intelligence briefings since the election are not enough. But members of Trump's team say the president-elect is focused on the transition and still has time to get up to speed on international affairs and security threats. Meantime, sources telling the Wall Street Journal that the Obama administration warned President-elect Trump a nuclear North Korea should be his biggest national security priority when he gets into office. So, are 2 briefings enough? Are they making more out of this than necessary?
Well, all I would ask as you look at this story through whatever lens you want to is for some intellectual consistency and honesty. Because when President Obama, there were all these reports about Obama skipping briefings left and right the day after Benghazi, for example.
As president.
As president,
yeah.
And people went nuts on our side and criticized him very harshly. So if you're going to apply that standard to President Obama, I think it's fair to ask similar questions and ask why is President-elect Trump not doing this at the clip that others have, his predecessors have at this stage? Because there's a lot to catch up on by the time you get sworn in on January the 20th. Now, the good news is Mike Pence is going every single day getting this stuff. And I think some of the idea behind the Trump presidency all along, that if he won, he would be a manager and a delegator and that kind of thing. I hope eventually he gets around to it because they say, oh, well, he's busy with the transition. The president's always going to be busy with a lot of stuff. Taking national security briefings virtually every day must be a priority for the commander-in-chief as far as I'm concerned, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. All
right, so will Mike Pence operate as Waylon Smithers to Donald Trump's Montgomery Burns? And will he be whispering in his ear every time that they meet someone? It's a city in Syria, sir. That's what Aleppo is.
Well, are we talking about President Gary Johnson, or are we talking
about...
No, sorry, that was too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. Very, very wounded. What do you think of this?
Gary Johnson, say it again, because that's never happening.
So I largely agree with everything Guy said. Ultimately, Donald Trump has never held public office before. Mike Pence has been a congressman. I don't know what committees he served on in the House, but I hope that he had some sort of exposure. Certainly, Barack Obama was a senator when he became president. He didn't have much experience, but he had some experience with being in Washington and dealing with these issues. Donald Trump has not, and his only experience internationally has been with business deals that he's made with some of the people he's had time to talk to on the phone since his election. And optically or not, it doesn't look good when he's got permits being approved in Argentina after he gets off the phone with the president of Argentina, or in India when he's had
meetings with real estate developers.
But he doesn't have the time to get briefed. Listen, it's a scary, scary world out there. He doesn't know much about it, not because he's a dummy, but because he's never served in public office before.
Well, how kind of the Obama administration to try and hold his hand on North Korea.
They should.
He talked to President Park on the phone, and her office said that he pledged, quote, "We will be steadfast and strong with respect to working with you to protect against the instability in North Korea." And I'm talking about President Park of South Korea. And by the way, it's because the Obama administration did jack all to stop the growth of the nuclear program in North Korea.
It went nuclear under Bush, you know that, right?
Pardon me?
It went nuclear under Bush, so let's
I know, but they had 8 years, and now they're giving Donald Trump advice about North Korea and about China. I find it a little bit rich.
I think that he at least needs to go to the meeting. You know, Pence is going. Pence is not the commander-in-chief. Right. And even in terms of people are freaking out about how little experience Trump has in these areas, even if he is saying he's going to be a delegator, I'm sure that that's true. Maybe him and Mike Pence are comparing notes at a coffee shop after Pence goes. I don't know. But even in terms of optics, you got to go to more than 2.
I agree. You have to go to more than 2. And as president, you're going to have to do a bunch of stuff at once. So work on the transition, get the daily briefings. You'll feel better. You'll know what you're getting into. Everyone will feel better.
But it's being portrayed as if every time an intelligence issue might come up in his presence, he's like, la, 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 la. I don't
think so.
And that's too far the other way, of course. But again, nobody would be saying these kinds of things if he just, go more than 2. More than 2.
That's absolutely